definition for you. This is a term I came up with quite a long time ago. Call it a charisma hole. Charisma hole. It's kind of like an asshole with charisma. Let's see. Jim Jones, Charles Manson, Deepak Chopra, Alan Watts, Richard Feynman. There are a lot of things that help people get by. And animals, too. Help animals get by in life. Some animals are very defenseless, like skunks, but they can squirt nasty, stinky stuff in the face of other animals trying to eat them. Other animals are poisonous. Other animals look poisonous. Other animals look like tree leaves. They're always hiding. Humanity, the hairless ape, the unintelligent, stupid, hairless ape, has many adaptive methods of survival. And some that actually they don't have at all, but they're allowed to survive by the welfare of other human beings. But those are strength, beauty. It's like, hi, will you buy me a free? I ran out of gas. Will you come charge my battery? There's people like that. All the people that slide right through life just because they're so beautiful. They do. They slide through life. They could be potentially very intelligent, for example, but they never have to use their brain. And what is that old saying about use it or lose it? If someone is so beautiful, that's not saying that beautiful people... This is something that intelligent people don't think about. We think of the dumb blonde. And of course, well, is that a sexist statement? No, it's not a sexist statement. That's not saying that the blonde is technically stupid, like a beautiful blonde person. No, it's absolutely not saying that they're stupid. But a lot of them are. Simply by fact that their brain is atrophied. Oh, people are going to think this is such a sexist statement. It's absolutely true. Their brain is atrophied because they slide right through life. The material is there, obviously. It depends on the situation, obviously, being genetics, upbringing, education, natural capacity. But the blonde slips right through life. Okay, so that person is beautiful, and they never have to use their brain because everything they get is handed to them on a silver platter, right? Charisma, strength. Another one is strength, obviously. Some people are incredibly powerful, and they, survive either by their strength or by the strength of their intimidation. Now we have nerds, like me. I don't know if I'm a geek or a nerd. I'm probably both. There's not much of a delineation between the two. There is by connotation, but not by denotation. Charisma hole. Of course, this video is about people that have tons amount of charisma, but they are, without their charisma, they're absolutely nothing. These people that are revered, like in the cult of quantum, one of the co-founders of the cult of quantum, or I call it the cult of bumping particle religions, Richard Feynman. The most astonishingly stupid video you will ever find. I've got all these guys' books, well, most of his books. He's an absolute moron. And every time I make a video about Richard Feynman, for example, he's dead now, thank God. His followers drop by and they say the most vile, awful things, but they never say anything to support him. You should watch a video, type in Feynman on magnetism. Most horrific video you've ever seen. The most unintelligent. I could pull a crack dealer with a heroin needle hanging from his arm off a street corner in any town USA, and that person would give you a more intelligent definition of magnetism and instantaneous action at a distance. Because fields are not quantifiable. There's no quantity in a field. I could take a crack dealer. He's wobbling with a heroin needle sticking out of his arm. This guy is considered, now deceased, like a god for field theory and quantum, which is a cult. It's a religion. Quantum is a religion. All you have to do is pick up a book on quantum. They talk about stuff. It's like you're reading a bizarre pseudo-religious text written by a now dead science fiction writer. I assume you know who I'm talking about. virtual photons, tachyon. I mean, stuff that of which there's absolutely zero existential or empirical evidence for. I mean, that's not science. That's not even natural philosophy. It doesn't even follow the premise of a hypothesis, more a theory. And we talk about this shit like it exists. I mean, these people are insane. Anyway, this religion of quantum, which was co-founded by Feynman, he's definitely responsible for about 60% of it. This guy had charisma galore. I mean, he would laugh and he would tell stories, and he'd sit there with his elbow in his hand like this, and he'd tell these funny anecdotes, and all these brain-dead college assholes would eat his stuff up. And even though he's dead now, he has a sick, I mean really sick cult following. I mean, people will defend him almost with their life. I mean, that's a cult of personality. And the guy was a total goddamn moron. I mean, his best book, QED, Strange Theory of Light and Matter, have you ever read that book? I don't recommend reading it, but like perusing it. I mean, the most insane, laughable shit imaginable. I mean, if I made a book like that and said that Donald Duck and Wild E. Coyote respond, I mean, his stuff is even more insane than that. And this guy is one of the foundation stones, the primary foundation stones for quantum. Virtual particles, I mean, absolute insanity. You should watch a YouTube video. It's all over YouTube. Made back when he was alive. He's sitting in his big armchair chair, and he crosses his legs and he twitches and wiggles and squirms. Some British interviewer asks them to define magnetism, and then he comes up with some crazy ass analogy of like Uncle Betty, Niece Betty slipping on the ice or something like that. I mean, absolutely the most insane shit you've ever seen. But people believe this guy. You see, you don't actually have to be that smart. One of the two things is of our strength and beauty. Right next to strength and beauty is charisma. You could be a batshit crazy dumbass like Richard Feynman was. Because I have his books. It's not like I don't know what this asshole wrote. I know what this asshole wrote. He is an insane lunatic. He was an insane lunatic. But he had a lot of charisma. If you actually watch some of his interviews, and he's walking back and forth on stage, and all these college pukes are just like glued to every word. He has 1,000 charisma points. There's actually, remember the role-playing game called Dungeons and Dragons back when I was like really young teenager, and we went over to hang at some guy's house. We played Dungeons and Dragons when all these other kids would come in, and these characters that have charisma. It was like makeup. It would tell you how far someone would get in life. They had strength points, and they had, magical abilities. And one of the abilities that a character would have was charisma. It's kind of like, if the guy from the Dos Equis commercials, the guy with the beard, the most interesting man in the world, he could like come up to a lady and go like this and talk her out of her own car keys. It's like, I need to borrow your car. Hand me your keys, please. Like, someone has 1,000, they'll just hand you their keys. It's like, I don't even know who this person is, but boy, man, they just ooze charisma. That's the same foundation of Deepak, of Charles Manson, that insane lunatic science fiction writer that founded that pseudo-religious nonsense. You know what I'm talking about? Jim Jones. That's charisma. If a person's strong enough, they don't have to listen to logic. They just like break you like a twig, right? It's like, you smart, I don't like you. Boom. Strength. Beauty. If you have a lot of these characteristics, that doesn't mean necessarily that you're stupid. What will happen necessitatively is that your brain will atrophy because you will never have to use your damn brain. So you just slip right through life on your strength or on your beauty. No, that's not always the case. People say, oh, you're generalizing. That's correct. But a highly accurate generalization is logically and necessitatively called a truism. And a truism means it's not always right, but if it's generally or mostly right, it's a truism. There's a word you need to fucking learn. Truism. You know, it's like, snakes are venomous. Not all snakes are venomous. But generally speaking, you shouldn't pick up a fucking snake, right? The child kind of knows that. It's like, that snake's not dangerous, but what you do is you generally don't pick up a goddamn snake. It's called a truism. It's like, well, I'm pretty sure that is a black garter snake from southern Florida, or that is the green tree snake of northeast United States, or that is the... You generally don't pick up snakes because it is a truism that while many snakes are not poisonous and dangerous, a lot of them are, and that's why you don't mess with snakes. That's also the same reason that, like, if you go to Walmart, you're going to look around if it's really busy, and look around, which I try never to go to that damn place, and you will see a bunch of oh, you know what I'm talking about? You ever been to the website called People of Walmart? Go to the website, just type it in Google search. Walmart's tried to shut that site down many times. Just people taking cell phone pictures of like some of the crazy shit walking around Walmart. It's like, damn, that person does exist. Pictures that you see, it's like, damn, there's a 600-pound chick in like a G-string poking over top of her like spray painted on lycra spandex. That's called People of Walmart. This is also why if you find somebody that translates ancient Greek, you're not going to find certain attributes in them. It's like if you want to go to like I used to live out in San Francisco, in Emeryville, same thing. It's like if you drive past a rally where a bunch of people are gathered with signs, you're going to run into some jarhead lunatics. They're holding up signs that are just like, you're batshit crazy, you know that? They have a protest, by the way, like 3 times a week in San Francisco. It doesn't matter what it is. It's like, it's been 2 days since I've been to a protest. I think people that sell like large cardboard signs, the big white poster boards, they must be making a killing selling. Because some people buy those signs, and they scribble on their frickin' communist propaganda, and then they duct tape it to a wooden stick, and they go out and does that really accomplish anything? Human beings are stupid animals. They are. At least 99% of them are. Oh my God, that's so critical. Yeah, but is it true? It is true. So that's what I call a charisma hole. It's an asshole with charisma whose brain is atrophied because they have that je ne sais quoi that will let them say, hey, I don't know you, you don't know me, but could you lend me your car keys for, a day or two? Oh, sure. That's why people that are really good used car salesmen, for example, if they're used car salesmen and they're really good at it, they've always got a lot of charisma. Because that's how it's like, yeah, would you like I'm going to make you buy this piece of shit car. Yeah, it's got 1,000,000 miles on it because I got charisma. They could talk anybody into anything. Those things, they could talk an Eskimo into buying a hunk of ice. It's reference to someone with charisma. Now, charisma is often attributed to intelligence. And it is a type of intelligence, but not really. It's not genuine intelligence, and it's certainly not wisdom, for God's sakes. So be on the lookout, and it is almost never the case, by the way, very, very importantly, that someone has a lot of charisma that is intelligent. There are very, very, very rare and almost non-existent cases where someone is both very intelligent or wise, because there's a huge difference. That's episteme versus gnosis, and has charisma. It is basically non-existent. Basically non-existent. Like Feynman, for example. If that guy didn't have charisma, his name wouldn't even exist today. His books are insane. I have his books. The guy was a lunatic. And he is a cornerstone founder of quantum mechanics. He was an idiot. I mean, his book is religious nonsense. Quantum virtual particles, time-traveling tachyon. This shit doesn't even exist. That's not science. It's not even religion either. It's insanity. It means if you got enough charisma, you can get stupid people to believe in almost anything. I have neither looks, nor strength, nor charisma, by the way. Thankfully, I got something else. That's what she said right now. You know what I mean? There we go. Bye. Like this video, you can drop me a buck or two, or you can tell me to jump off a cliff. Whatever makes you happy. Bye.